Racing takes us to Turffontein on Saturday, the 9th of September 2023. We are racing on the inside track, 9 races on the program, and race number 1 is set to get underway at 12 over the 1,000 meter trip. As it is a 9 race program, exotics begin in race number 2. And I'm joined by Alistair Cohen on the line. Alistair, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks, Greyville. As we continue a busy week, standalone Saturday. The pools this week have been very good. Obviously, a pity to have lost most of that card on Tuesday at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, but we've got 10 races in Cape Town on Tuesday to make up for it. And I must confess, I told Dees and I told the punters on the show that the Thursday card did absolutely nothing for me. So I was happy to write that one off, and I must confess that this card does a lot more for me. So looking forward to it, especially the first leg of the pick 6. I suggest a bit of the day is a place accumulator, but I must confess, despite a few races that look quite open, I quite like the card.
Yeah, interested to hear your thoughts on the card. Well, let's get into it. Race number 1, over 1,000 meters, maiden plate for fillies and mares. Your favorite is Chasing Happiness, first timer from the Johan Janse van Vuren yard with the Gavin Arena board, and this is a 3-year-old daughter of Rafif out of a Daylami mare, and no comment given in front of the computer form. And Alistair, what's your thoughts with this filly? Because she's related to With Pleasure, who's done well over further, and then Pinnacle, who's done well over sprint. So maybe there is something to keep an eye on here.
Yeah, there's obviously not much of a read. What I can tell you, though, is that she doesn't have to be too special to win this race. The word on the streets is that Johan Janse van Vuren is going to start sending out some very, very nice youngsters, some nice debutants. If there's money for them, that makes them even more appealing. I had a good look at Chasing Happiness. I think she'll probably be more the sprint side than the With Pleasure side, although With Pleasure suddenly grew an extra leg during KZN Champion season when trying a trip, so she doesn't have to be too special to win. I don't know anything about her. I do obviously get some information from the yard, but I assume I'll get some come race time, or come race day rather. So right now there's nothing to go on. What I can tell you though is that number 3, Best Intentions, will run her career best race. She needed her last run, and she ran exactly as Connections wanted her to run when coming and finding a finish towards the end. It might not look like it, but she was clearing quite a few late in the day. I don't know whether she can win, but 1,000 meters on the inside track is what she's been waiting for. So put her into trifectas and quartets, confident that she'll be in the first 3 or 4. Number 1, Zoom Lady, is overdue. Number 4, Gotcha Buzz, put up a nice debut run, done nothing since. Perhaps she's also a 1,000 meter horse. So I give her an each way squeak, but it all depends on number 7, Chasing Happiness. If she's got any ability, she should win. If she does lack a little bit first time out, then it opens the door for quite a few.
Yeah, it's a tricky start of the day. Number 7, Chasing Happiness. Follow the market carefully with this individual, and if she does find support, then she could certainly be the right horse in the race. Moving along to race number 2, 1450 is the off time to start off the bipot, 12:55, and My Lady Soul, favorite, 7-10. She was the horse that attracted all the money on debut, 25-1 into as short as I think 3-1 at some stage. Ended up 9-2, but ran a cracker behind Wilkies. Obviously, we don't know how that form line is going to work out, given Wilkies took ages to win. But all she can do is improve on that run. And obviously, after that debut run, you would have said next time out we can have a go on her. And would it be case in point here?
Yeah, probably Raheel. She probably should have beaten Wilkies. If she had a run under the belt, she probably beats Wilkies. But the problem is Wilkies beat her. And as you say, Wilkies took a long, long time. It didn't look like she'd win a race for a long way. It looked like she was confined to the second box for a lot of, for all of her career, and she finally got the job done. She'll be an improved horse. She'll be wiser. She goes an extra 250 meters. So all that is in this daughter of Master of My Fate's favor. Candice Dawson's 2 runners are going to have a chance, especially number 3, Champimpi. The reason why Richard Ferree's on Courageous and Chase Morjan's on Champimpi is because Chase has done a lot of work on Champimpi, and there have been a few gear changes with her. The bits change on number 3, Champimpi, to perhaps counter the pulling that she's done, and she's overcome that and worked. So she'll run nicely. Number 4, Courageous, works very, very well. She's probably under-delivered. But as far as the opening leg of the bipod is concerned, I'll be shocked if number 9, My Lady Soul, isn't in the first 2. She deserves her place at the top of the board. She might might be a little bit too short, but she can only improve. And to be fair, she probably should have won her first start. So I think that she is probably in the right place to get out the maidens here.
Yeah, maybe horse number 8, Lady Lennox, at 12 to 1 in the market could be some decent value, and one that you want to include into trifectas and quartets from the Ali Cleared yard. Moving along to race number 3, over 1,450 meters, a merit-rated 75 handicap, which gets a place accumulator underway at 1:30. Here it is Sage King at the top of boards, 22 to 10, 33 to 10 about Moolah Man, 7 to 2 Dungeons, 7 to 1 Spring Will Come, it's 8 to 1 and better bar those. A few adjustments here with the scratching of number 7, Alabama Anna, coming out, so that will obviously affect the market. But Alistair, what's your thoughts on race number 3? Are you a Sage King fan?
He's doing very well.
Yeah, Sage King's got to have a huge chance here, Raheel. I thought he was desperately unlucky last time out when coming back from a layoff, finishing a length and a half behind back to basics. So, so I think Sage King from draw 1, there's a lot to like about this well-bred son of Dynasty. I think that he's probably the deserved horse in the race. But I don't make it all that straightforward. There are horses here that look like they're going to go well. I like the winner, number 2, Moolah Man, last time. He didn't look like winning going through the final 200 meters, but he found a finish. I think that's a formula that's going to work out well. It might have been a bit flat on Thursday at the Val, but I still think overall, if you give the form a bit of time, then that form of Moolah Man's going to do quite nicely. And then number 6, Dungeons. I was with Dees when I really liked Dungeons last time out. He was beaten by Rain or Shine. I know Rain or Shine ran no sort of race on Thursday, and he's carded to run again on this card, so it'll be interesting to see if he takes his place. But I think number 6, Dungeons, at this type of level, won't be too far away from winning either. So they're the 3 I've got in my place accumulator. Sage King, though, with a lot in his favour, is my top selection there.
Yeah, horse number 5, he's drawing gate number 1. He's going to have all the luck in running, and hopefully the doors open up at the right time for him, and he can come through to notch up that 3rd career victory in race number 3. Moving along to race number 4, which will be the start of the pick 6. 1,450 meters a trip, a Pinnacle Stakes. Quite a nice race on offer here to get the pick 6 underway. Eye of the Prophet, 22 to 10, 3 to 1 about Running Rifles, who's banging form, 5 to 1 William Robertson, 7 to 1 and better bar those. Now, obviously, quite a few of these individuals returning off a layoff. Some of them have fitness on their side, the likes of Eye of the Prophet, who's a horse that is very game. But last time out, she obviously found Emragina the better on the day. And I would say it was the weight at the end of the day that told. Could it be the same, given that Running Rifles is banging form, probably more confidence than Emragina had last time out, and Eye of the Prophet has to concede weight once again?
The biggest takeaway from Eye of the Prophet's last run, Raheel, was that Roy Magna was very, very confident with a lightweight that Emragina would come out on top. And to be fair, I thought Muzieni rode an absolute worldie on Emragina last time out. So I think that there was a lot that went Emragina's way and perhaps not enough on Eye of the Prophet's way on that occasion. I think what we need to remember, though, is that Eye of the Prophet is a Guineas winner. And, also bear in mind that he's a relatively fit horse, as you mentioned, him and Running Rifles. But whose cup final is it? I don't think it's anyone's cup final. All these horses are probably going to have targets, or most of these horses probably going to have targets on the Allied Steel Road on a Mission Mile. So you can make that case that perhaps this will be a bit of a boil over. But I also think class will rise to the top. So number 1, William Robertson, pound for pound the best horse in the race according to his rating of 123. So I give him the time of day. I thought his run in the Mercury Sprint was an excellent effort behind Isi Vungu Vungu. If he puts it all together, and he does tend to come well this time of year, then number 1, William Robertson's got to be a big chance. And then number 3, Eye of the Prophet, just because of the fact that he's been on the boil for a long time. He's fitter than most of the other horses in the race. 1450 might be a little bit sharp for him, but he has won a race over this distance. Mind you, that was at MR68 level a long time ago, but he's at Pinnacle level quite a while ago. Number 3, Eye of the Prophet. But I think the sun will give me the green light. The fact that he's a Guineas winner and he's a fit horse, and Rachel Vinegar gets the most out of him, then number 3, Eye of the Prophet, will run well. So 1 and 3, my numbers in the pick 6. The other inclusion, if you're looking for one, would inevitably be number 9, Running Rifles, who does take a step up in class, but obviously gets a nice lightweight to carry around.
Yeah, Alistair's going with the classy horses here, numbers 1 and 3 as top 2 horses in the pick 6. But as you heard, you can possibly include number 9, Running Rifles, and keep an eye on number 4, Captain Peg. She's back to the course where she did absolute damage in her first sort of 4 starts in her career. So maybe she's one to keep an eye on with a nice galloping weight of just 51 kgs on the back. And she's at around 7-1 in the market. Moving along to race number 5, 1450 meters, an MR 86 handicap. And it's quite a competitive event. Mo Jive is your favorite at 9-2, 5-1 about Emporium, Clarkson, 11-2 Rain or Shine, 6-1 Rattle Bag. It's 8-1 and Better Bar. Those now, I thought Aravadicho was some value in the race, and quite surprised that Alistair hasn't included him. But Alistair, what's your thoughts on the race?
Well, considering I've included Aravadicho in so many of his recent starts, I think in his last 3 runs I've had Aravadicho in my play. His ratings remain the same. I know he's got draw 1, so that's in his favour. I think he might need another pound or 2 to get there. I think it's a competitive race. Aravadicho will no doubt go into my pick 6, but my PA numbers here are 4, 5, and 11. My top choice, though, is number 5, Mo Jive. First run for the yard. We know what Tony Peter can do first time out. I think this horse was banging at the door. I've spoken to Fani Bronkhorst a lot about Mo Jive because he's been on my radar for such a long time. Fani he was actually scratching his head and quite bemused that the horse hasn't become a 2-time winner, but he might be able to hit his straps now with a change of scenery. So number 5, Mo Jive, my top choice. If he has forgotten how to win, if he is a little bit of a brass, then that opens the door for a horse like Clarkson, who's undoubtedly good enough to win this. I'd be a lot more confident if he had an extra run under the belt, because for the last 46 days, he might just be a run short. And then number 11 on the card as well, Emporium, off a lightweight, ran nicely enough to running rifles last time in a race, probably as strong as this, gets the 1.5 kilo claim of Rachel Vinegar. I know Paul Match has got aspirations to stick Emporium into features during the 3-year-old campaign, so it's a bit of a slow burn for him, so I respect his chance.
Yeah,
Also for me in the place accumulator, but you'll need a lot more in the pick 6. A horse like Foster Novo, probably under-delivered, but definitely good enough to make an impact here. Aravadicho, as we already discussed, Rattlebag, and 2 of her last 3 starts has looked like a world beater in some of those runs, so she can't be totally ignored either as far as pick 6s are concerned.
Yeah, 4, 5, and 11. Those are the numbers for Alistair in the PA. As you had, possibly want to go wider in the pick 6, but it's a nice race on offer here, and you could actually get a decent return on your investment in race number 5. Moving along to race number 6, an MR 78 handicap over 2,600 meters. 20 past 3 is the off time. American Grayson, your favorite at 7-2. Battleground, after a comfortable win last time out, he's found a bit of support into 7-2. 4-1 Breeze Over, 5-1 Absolute Value, 8-1 and Better Bar. Those now, American Grayson, he's obviously a horse that's on the up. His last 2 wins have been quite encouraging. Pole position, draw, distance, obviously not a concern. And Caden Brewer, he knows him well, so he's definitely going to go well in this event. But Battleground, I was encouraged by the way he won last time out, and I don't see why he cannot confirm that piece of form.
2 potentially smart stayers in the making here, Rick Hill, for different reasons as well. American Grayson's so lightly raced, whereas Battleground's taken a while to get to this type of distance, and he truly showed his mettle last time by beating Absolute Value. I can see the winner being either one of the 2. Fraud's a real trier out of your league. He's going to pop up one of these days, but I think the way that these 2 horses are progressing, the fact that they're true stayers, the fact that they're probably untapped, I think gives them a huge chance. My top selection here is just number 6, American Grayson, the son of Pomodoro. Remember, he carried a very lightweight to win. This time he's got 59 kilos, so life is a little bit harder for him coming into this handicap level, taking on Battleground and only getting 1 kilo from Battleground. But I think it could go either way. I just think the fresher legs approach with number 6 American Grayson and Taro Nzaki being a proven trainer of stayers, gets them nice and fit. I mean, he's the only man I can think of who started a horse over 2,450 meters at Turffontein on debut in the form of Mirage Drive and won. So those are the credentials that Taro Nzaki brings with stayers. All the other horses I think are probably in that place, maybe with the exception of number 2 Breeze Over. Maybe he's got a few wins to come in the not so distant future, but I think I'll take those 2 wins at face value and how impressive they were. Battleground when trying this type of distance and hammering the field last time out, and then American Grayson, who's just so upwardly mobile and should maintain that level of form. 1 and 6 for me. I'll be surprised if anything else wins it.
Yeah, just to throw one horse into the mix, number 5 Rulebook. I remember Alec Clare had mentioned last time out he's just worried about that second run after arrest syndrome, and yeah, it proved to be an issue because he didn't really put his best foot forward, Rulebook. But peak run, third run after rest, he goes well over track and trip, maybe at 14 to 1, one that you want to include into the places. But as you heard from Alistair, numbers 1 and 6 to potentially fight out race number 6. Moving along to the 7th race on the program. It's a measure rated 72 over 1800 meters, 15:55 is the off time. And Black Lightning is your favorite at 5 to 2. He won quite comfortably, probably easier than the margin suggested last time out. And he's returning fairly quickly, but he's got an 8-point penalty to deal with. How do you rate his chances in this event? Is it it's quite a competitive race because you've got a few horses that are in some decent nick at the moment.
Again, Raheel, I'm keen on 2 horses in the race. They are numbers 2 and 3, Black Lightning and Romeo's Magic. I don't know what to read into to the riding arrangements. Gavin Larena rode Black Lightning last time and won on, obviously getting the penalty. And Romeo's Magic, I thought, was quite comfortably the best of the rest and beaten by a seriously progressive horse last time out. So Black Lightning has draw 1. That was the career best when beating Parker Getrix. But weirdly, I'd rather have Twatwa Cuts in front of me than Parker Getrix behind me. So that's going to point me in the direction number 3, Romeo's Magic. He's best on the inside track. I know that his last run came on the inside track, so and he ran fairly enough. He's a fit horse. I think that he won't disgrace himself if he doesn't win. I think he'll be right there. I think he's potentially just a more reliable prospect than number 2, Black Lightning, who I've followed for quite a long time, but I'm just wondering whether the handicap has taken a bit of life out of him. But just to the eye, that win last time on number 2, Black Lightning, was encouraging. So in the place accumulator, 2 and 3, the only horses I want to know about. I think I'll double up. You'll probably need to cast your net a little bit wider in the pick 6. I even think a funny horse like number 10, Skyfall, doesn't have no chance in this race. And number 11, Parker Getrix, on the run on the 29th of August. Parker Getrix ought to finish a little bit closer. In fact, at the weights, ought to finish in front of Black Lightning. Let's see if it goes that way. So Parker Getrix also a pick 6 inclusion. But 3 from 2 for me. Romeo's Magic over Black Lightning. Could go either way. Confidence of doubling up.
I think even a horse like 5th of July could get into the mix with Calvin Abib aboard. He's another one that goes well over track and trip, despite being an old boy. Maybe another one that you want to throw into the pick 6. But 2 and 3, the 2 horses for Alistair in the PA. Moving along to race number 8, 1200 meters, merit rated 75 handicap. 4:30 is the off time. Ampersand 3 to 1 in the market, 33 to 10. Law of Success. Paul Matchett has a top 2 here. 5 to 1 about Turbo Power, Lulu's Boy, 11 to 2, and Better Ball. Those. Your thoughts on race number 8? I thought a trappy contest.
I don't know if I'm missing something. I'll bank number 4, Lulu's Boy. I'm actually quite confident on the son of Barward's chances. Richard Furry takes a ride. He does reserve his best away from the Turffontein inside track, but the way that the track is running, he can go off to the front. He can be a difficult horse to peg back. He's in the pink of health. His run to Dave the King, although he only beat 2 horses home, he was 5 1/4 lengths behind a horse rated 120 off level weights. That run alone over this course and distance makes number 4, Lulu's Boy, a number of steps above the handicapper, which I think he is currently showing with the current winning sequence. So I'm very keen on number 4, Lulu's Boy. I've banked him in the place accumulator. I can't see him missing the first 3. And Corbus Roux's horses are in good hearts at the moment, and evidenced by number 4, Lulu's Boy. Dangers, I actually liked the run of number 2, Viva de Janeiro last time out. I know he ran a sort of never near a 5th behind Whirly, but he seems to run in stature. I think he can do a little bit better. If 1200 meters isn't too short for him, I know he's placed over this trip before. If the trip's not too short for him, he could be a force. I like the one in number 3, Ampersand last time, but I think he kind of got away with one. I don't think Coming in Hot's the most genuine horse around. He runs his races, but there've been countless times where I thought Coming in Hot was going to go on and win and hasn't. So I think number 4, Lulu Boy, the most reliable choice in the penultimate race on the card. Would I bank him in the pick 6? No. Would I be looking for other bets to perhaps cover with number 4, Lulu's Boy? Yes. But as far as my suggested bet, the place accumulator is concerned, I think I'll be shocked if you're not in the first 3, just because I think he's still a few steps above the handicapper.
Well, there you go. You've got some confidence from Alistair Cohen in race number 8 regarding number 4, Lulu's Boy. 5 to 1 in the market. Maybe he's worth an each way play. He's a bank in the PA, not a pick 6, but he's definitely confident that this horse, he's running with confidence at the moment, and he should be on the premises. Race number 9, the final race on the day, 1,000 meters the distance. 5:05 is the off time for the 9th. Classified Stakes, Tuscan Gold 14 to 10, Ambrim 15 to 10, Kalahari Blue 8 to 1, 12 to 1, and Better Bar those now. Tuscan Gold, he probably got away with it last time out, given that it was over 1,000 meters, and Craig Zaki obviously decided to make the move at the top of the lane where he sort of skipped clear off the opposition, and Richard had to try and go and fetch him, and he couldn't get there at the end of the day. And this filly Ambrim, she won quite a nice race on debut.
Yeah, let me start with Ambrim Greyville. She's not much to look at, this daughter of Erupt, but she could be a force over 1,000 meters, and coming out fresh doesn't really worry me. I've left her out the place accumulator, but I'm not leaving her out the pick 6 just because she could be anything. I know she didn't beat too much first time out, but she could be a nice little horse to follow over the minimum trips, number 3 Ambrim. She'll be tested to an extent, taking on boys and taking on this type of hard-knocking opposition. But if she comes out on top, there could be quite a bit of excitement to come over the coming months. I think you spot on with number 2 Tuscan Gold over 1,000 meters. I think that worked to charm last time out. Never mind the fact that he got rolling at the top of the straight, perhaps a little bit earlier than ideal. I think he did more than enough to keep Siaja at bay, although Siaja was closing in. I think the key and the be-all and end-all with number 2 Tuscan Gold is that over 1,000 meters on a fast track, that's going to be the winning formula for him. So I like his chances. He deserves the place at the top of the boards. I make him the horse to beat. The biggest danger, I think, is number 9 Nettleton. Go watch that race closely last time. If she runs, I think she could be quite a danger as well. I know she didn't beat much first time out when beating Iron Sky. Iron Sky took a while to win. He's won again. And she might not have taken on world-beating company in her post-maiden runs. But second run after race, she ought to be a little bit fitter. Interesting jockey arrangements. Obviously, Gavin Loreen will be stretched to get down to 54.5, but maybe Ambrim is a better horse. In fact, I'm pretty sure Ambrim is going to be a better horse in time. But I think number 9 Nettleton could be the value in the race. I think she could run into the first 4, hoping she can get into the first 3, and we can drop a few tickets on the way. But they all have to beat number 2 Tuscan Gold in the finale.
I think you're quite right with the horse number 9 Nettleton. 14 to 1, some value there, with Diego de Gavea taking the ride for Johan Janssen van Vuren. But Tuscan Gold, the horse to beat. We're going to move along to the suggested bet. And Alistair's suggested bet is a PA, which does begin in race number 3. So Alistair, take it away with that place accumulator.
Okay, so place accumulator begins at 1:30 on this 9-race standalone card. 2, 5, and 6 on the first leg, Moolah Man, Sage King, and Dungeons for me in leg 1 of the place accumulator. Second leg, I've got 1 and 3, William Robertson and Eye of the Prophet, but maybe go wider in the pick 6. Then race 5, third leg of the PA, 4, 5, and 11, Clarkson, Mo Jive, and Emporium. Bar 1 and 6, Battleground and American Grayson. You might be tempted to go banker one or the other in that particular race. Then race number 7, 2, and 3, probably the same comment applies with Black Lightning and Romeo's Magic. I'm a Romeo's Magic fan in that particular race, but Black Lightning warrants all the respect. Then in the penultimate race, I'm banker number 4, Lulu's Boy. I think he's totally overpriced. And then the finale, 2 Tuscan Gold and 9 Nettleton, with respect for number 3 Ambrim.
Yeah, thanks very much, Alistair. And hopefully we've managed to guide the guys in the right direction. Quite a nice card to look forward to on Saturday.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Of course, spring has begun on the half-out, so now horses are starting to step out. There'll be an even brighter tinge of green when we get to Turffontein on Saturday, although not quite in mint condition yet, but that's not too far away. And like mentioned, race number 4, there'll be quite a few horses that are targeting races like the Allard Steel Road on a Mission Mile. So as you say, nice horses coming out on Saturday, and I like this card a lot more than Thursday.
Yeah, it's quite a nice card to look forward to, and the exotics could certainly pay some decent dividends on Saturday. All the best, guys. Hopefully it's a profitable one.